Welcome to It Ain't Rocket Science. I'm Adam Balkin in Scotland, and we will be bringing you this episode from the 25th Annual International Science Festival here in Edinburgh, the longest running science festival in the world. And not only will we get you highlights from this event, but also be trying to draw parallels to science, technology, engineering, and math events in the U.S. In this episode, we'll see how students in North Carolina are learning about material science and how to chill or keep the heat on. As part of our journey across the pond, we'll follow a family as they go on a science scavenger hunt around Edinburgh and how bookworms and technocrats are coming together to save one of the oldest forms of communication. In Brooklyn, New York, we'll see how some students are working to get into software, electronics, and other digital devices in order to keep hackers out. We'll take you to the World Championships for the first robotics competition and to the White House, where the president reaffirmed his ongoing commitment to encourage young people to get interested and involved in science, technology, engineering, and math. But first, we're going to start things off here in Scotland with, quite simply, an explanation. What is the International Science Festival?
Science festivals were invented in this city 25 years ago, so we thought we'd better mark that occasion. And we're using that to look forward to the next 25 years, actually. It's about enjoying science and technology, soaking it up as part of culture, part of mainstream culture. So a big part of it is about reminding young people, if they stick with science and technology, great things can happen later on in life.
Now, the bulk of the exhibits are located here at the Edinburgh City Arts Centre. This is where you come if you want to get hands-on, eyes-on, and in one case, hands-on eyes, hands-on eyeballs, actually. Come on, let's go take a look. These students are getting up close and personal with science and taking a peek at what actually, well, helps them see the inside of an eyeball. What does it feel like?
Okay. Bit gooey. We've got to touch the slime bits. It's cold against the glove, but you know, it's not really like the most disgusting thing ever.
But it's about more than just the ick factor.
When you take an eyeball, they're a little bit shy, they're really grossed out because it is covered in blood and sort of black juice and it's all like, ew. But the more and more you do it, they're kind of really interesting in it. You can't compare seeing a picture in a textbook to a real eyeball.
The learning doesn't stop there. Teens and tweens at the City Arts Centre explore 4 floors of gack and goo, polymers and potions, blood and bubbles. It's the main venue at this year's Science Festival for students to jump in and get their hands dirty and explore the sciences. At Splattastic, chemistry comes to life as junior chemists make worm-like gooey creations.
My favourite part was making slime. I like that you get to use like chemicals and like make stuff and see new things that you haven't seen before.
These students are building model houses and competing to see whose home can keep in the most heat. The hope is that their experience will warm them up to science, technology, engineering, and math, and land them in a hot career in the future. Now, proper insulation isn't only an issue being worked on in this area of the world. In North Carolina, students are also learning about which materials help keep things warm, keep things cold, all in an effort to conserve energy.
There's empty space at the bottom.
Bryce O'Sullivan says most of the fun is in the prep work.
I figured that the ice would be around on the bottom and on the bottom, so we needed more in those areas.
Some materials can conduct heat or insulate it more than other.
This 5th grade science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM class is learning about heat transfer and how insulating with the best materials makes all the difference. Mackenzie Otto says to her it makes perfect sense.
I'm more of a hands-on kind of person instead of like sitting at a desk and reading a book and reading out of a book and stuff like that.
Lead teacher Laura Cabanis says it doesn't get more hands-on than this. She says the students set up, test, and analyze every project they do from start to finish.
To me, the biggest issues are problem solving and communication. So we have to produce children that can work together and can solve huge issues in our world. And we've got huge issues with the earth and the environment and even political issues that and that requires students to work in a collaborative effort, and so that's what we try to mimic here.
64 for shredded.
And when insulation engineering comes to an end, they'll be on to the next lesson, building solar ovens. If it works, they'll be eating a tasty treat straight out of a shoebox. For It Ain't Rocket Science, I'm Elisa Saski.
We do have to stop here for a quick break. Coming up, though, we'll take a look at how some individuals are modernizing one of the oldest forms of communication and how some students are learning how to protect it in the digital age. Also, we'll take you to the first robotics championship in St. Louis. Stay with us. For more information about Connect a Million Minds and to find science, technology, engineering, and math opportunities in your community, visit connectamillionminds.com during the break.